Hello AYSO family, my name is Josh and I'm here to talk to you about our skill development program for our upcoming alternative play soccer season. Before I dig into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. As I said, my name is Joshua Schwartz. I'm the coach administrator for AYSO 1463. I've been with AYSO for about 4 years now, and I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the most rewarding things that I can do. I love being with the kids. I love seeing them grow and develop, and I love seeing them progress throughout the seasons. And I absolutely love the fact that I can be a part of that, and I can be a part of this region. Let's talk about our skill development program. So, program introduction, and just to let you guys know, I'm not going to read this every slide line by line. I'm going to do a pretty basic overview, and you guys feel free to pause this video and read each slide line by line if you need more time. How this program is going to work is we're going to have an alternative play style season where we won't have the standard competitive matchups as we're used to in the game of soccer, but we're building a program to where we can still develop our players. They can get on the field, get some exercise, and still love and enjoy the game of soccer in whatever limited capacity that we can provide for them. A little bit of an overview. So our sessions are going to start the week of October 24th. It's going to be a 7-week program. The times are there. Those still might be adjusted. We're ironing those details out. It's going to be 2 days a week for each age group, 1 weekday and 1 time slot on Saturdays. Kind of the way it's going to work is we're going to have a theme of the week for each of the 7 weeks. Let's say ball control, dribbling, shooting, stuff like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to base our activities of that week around that theme. Each coach is going to have a group of players, kind of like a standardized team. So depending on your age group and division, your coaches will be assigned a group of maybe 10 to 12 players. That could fluctuate. The sessions are going to be similar to the schedule that you see on the screen. That is not set in stone yet. The big point of that schedule, if you pay attention to, there's going to be 45-minute gaps between each time slot. The reasoning for that is a few things. It gives ample opportunity for all players that are currently on the field to leave, and a nice window of time there, and plenty of time for players coming into the new time slot to arrive without overcrowding at the gate or people being too close to one another or anything like that. It also gives us an opportunity as board members to set up the activities for the upcoming age group. So we'll all kind of be working in unison during those 45-minute breaks in between the time slots. As it says at the bottom there will be a second session on one of the weekdays. Most likely it's going to be a Tuesday or Thursday, and then another session on Saturday for each age group. When we built this program, we built it based heavily on AYSO Nationals curriculum, specifically tailored as a skill development program, and also we're combining it with some of our own experiences to hopefully create a program that will be fun and impactful. As I said earlier, we're going to focus on the training and development. Those are just some of the things that we'll focus on throughout our 7-week season. We have basically divided our fields into stations. We took all of our standard soccer fields that we would use during a normal soccer season. We divided them into quarters, and the idea is that each individual field can hold 4 teams at a time doing these activities. They'll do each activity for a certain amount of time, and then all 4 teams will rotate till they hit all 4 activities on the field. And the way we're going to utilize the fields too, field 7 is the big field with the track around it, so that one's all alone. We'll probably always be using that field for one of the divisions. And then if you look at the field map, let's say we're going to use field 6, 3, and 1, then we won't be using field 5, 2, and 4. We won't be using any fields that are adjacent to each other. That'll help us with the social distancing. It'll help keep the groups of players and away from each other, and just avoid as much of that kind of risk as possible. So this is an example of 4 activities that that would be done. This is just an example. This isn't set in stone either, but there's 4 different activities that would take place on the 4 different quadrants of the field. This is based on the 10U division skill level, and you can read through those drills and hopefully understand it. We're definitely here to help you guys if you don't. The idea is to do each one of these activities for 10 or 15 minutes, taking water breaks in between and everything like that. Once that's all done, take a nice 10-minute water break, and then we're gonna go back and do these same activities, but they'll basically be competitive. We're gonna create a scoring system for each one of these activities. So just real quick, we'll go over Station 1 freeze. So basically what that does is, or how that works, players went around, and when the coach commands, the players have to freeze. And the coach would give a command like balance on the left leg, hold your arm out, stop the ball with your right foot, stop the ball with your right foot on top of it, something like that. And then what we would do for the competitive portion of that is we would basically do an elimination. So all the players do that, the coaches give commands, and when a player messes up or doesn't follow the correct instruction, then they would be out. And the last player standing obviously would be the winner. So that would be an example of how that could be, that activity or drill could be turned into a competitive, fun kind of challenge at the end of every Saturday. So similar situations for the other stations as well. And there'll be board members there, probably, maybe some referees, however we work it out to actually keep score, keep track. There'll be some sort of point system. So, I mean, you won't win games on a win-loss record, you won't win a season on a win-loss record, but it will still be fun because we'll be able to still keep the players competitive and engaged because there will be a scorekeeping system. That's what we're trying to work out. Details on that will definitely come when we finalize everything. One pretty cool thing about our alternative play season is the buddy system is actually allowed. Any other normal season, Johnny cannot ask his buddy Jeff to be on the same team because they're buddies. It just doesn't work that way. We can't allow that. Now sometimes they might end up on the same team randomly, and that's cool, but we can't make that happen. Well, in this alternative play system, it actually is allowed. So if you have a neighbor or a good friend or a buddy who wants to join or come play soccer with you, you can actually have them on your team. You can request that, and we'll make sure that your player can have their friend on the team with them. That's the buddy system program that is only allowed for this alternative play season. If for some reason in the middle of the season we do go back to a standardized play where we're allowed to do competitive matches, that buddy system would basically go away. We would have to change up the teams a little bit. We definitely hope that before our season is up, we are allowed to return to competitive play. That's completely out of our hands. That's a city, county thing. If for some reason it is allowed midway through the season, we will definitely pivot, change course, and we'll basically immediately go to competitive play if we're allowed. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that, okay? And this is a fee breakdown. Every player is going to get a set of uniforms, jersey, shorts, socks, and pay attention to the dates at the bottom. That's that. If you guys have any questions for me, please contact me. My name is Josh. My email is coachadmin@ayso1463.org. And thank you for your time.